The standoff between the UGC and Delhi University over the 4-year undergraduate program is showing no signs of ending. HRD Minister Smriti Irani has refused to comment on that matter. But the conflict has now hit the admission process, which was to start today but will not. 36 colleges have decided not to come out with their first cut-off list till the UGC and the Delhi University resolve the crisis and give them some sort of clarity. Principals of some colleges, in fact, are holding meetings with their admission committees to form a cut-off list just in case they do have to revert back to the 3-year course. The Principals Association failed to meet the Delhi University Vice-Chancellor yesterday. The UGC, remember, wants the 4-year course scrapped, but DU has still not complied to that order. Meanwhile, DU teachers who are rooting for the 4-year program are holding a hunger strike outside the Vice-Chancellor's office. All right, we are being joined by Mr. S.K. Garg. He's the principal, he's the DDU principal, in fact, and president of the DU Principals Association. Sir, thank you very much for joining us this hour. There are many students watching this broadcast and wondering what's going on. Can you give us some clarity as to when the admission process will start?
I think the admission process may start in a couple of days, maximum a week. Because there are some technical issues which need to be resolved before the admission process begins.
Okay, so when you say, you know, these technical issues need to be resolved, what exactly are the technical issues that you're talking about, sir?
See, the directive from the University Grants Commission says that we have to make admissions in courses which existed prior to introduction of FYUP.
That's correct.
But we carry out admissions under certain ordinances of the University of Delhi. We admit students to the courses which are listed in our ordinances. Now, last year when FYUP was introduced, the amended ordinance has a description of 4-year undergraduate programs only.
Okay.
Therefore, what is needed is an amendment to that ordinance.
Okay.
And thereafter, the way will be clear for introduction of 3-year undergraduate program.
Okay. Is that something that the Principals Association is looking forward to going back to? Is it something that you want to revert to, sir?
It's not a question of our looking forward to or what. The University Grants Commission has issued certain directions, and we need a clarification from the University of Delhi as to what stand the University of Delhi has taken. If the University of Delhi accepts it, they have to amend the ordinances and communicate to us.
So, without the Delhi University giving you the go-ahead, sir, simply put, you will not revert back to the 3-year program. Is that what you're saying, despite the UGC's diktat that has come?
It may have some legal consequences if we do it. Ideally, the two should sit together and resolve it.
But sir, shouldn't that have already happened, you know? Is that something you feel this has been a terribly unfortunate turn of events, given that DU and UGC are at a standoff at a time which is very crucial for Delhi University. This is the admission season. Do you think both of them should now be at the table talking to each other instead of, you know, talking through the media?
See, this whole process has started on Saturday. And Saturday and Sunday were off days. And on Monday, when we had to take a decision about the cutoffs, prior to that we received a communication from the University Grants Commission. Now, to sort out things, you need some time. That is why we have decided to defer the admission process by a couple of days.
Sir, but I also believe that most principals right now are meeting the admission committee to form the first cutoff list, just in case, you know, they have to revert back to the 3-year program. Is that correct?
That has no meaning. Anybody can do any exercise within his boundaries.
But sir, there are
unless and until a decision is taken in which course or to which course the students are to be admitted, there is no meaning of that decision.
But you know, sir, there are principals of at least 7 colleges who have independently written to the UGC saying that they are ready to revert back to the 3-year program. I mean, is there a split in the ranks? Can they do it individually in isolation, or will everyone have to take a collective decision and wait for, you know, whatever the DU tells them to do?
See, in the matter of admission, every college is an independent entity. And we follow the guidelines of the university to have a kind of common platform. But if some principals are willing to do admissions in the 3-year undergraduate program, I do not know how will they do it, under which ordinance they will do it.
Yes, and that is only adding to the confusion. Mr. Garg, I appreciate you joining us. You're telling us that unless the university gives you some sort of clarity, it will not be possible for you to begin the process of admissions, which was to start today. The first cut-off list was supposed to come in today. Thank you very much, Mr. Garg, for joining us. Meanwhile, let's go across to our reporters who've been tracking that story. Meenakshi Upreti is joining us from the Vice Chancellor's office with protesters who are supporting FYUP. Priyanka Dubey is from outside the HRD Ministry, and Shubhajit Sen Gupta is joining us live from the UGC office. Meenakshi Upreti, I'm coming to you first. We've just spoken to Mr. Garg. He's the president of the Principals Association. Don't think this matter is going to be resolving itself soon.
Absolutely, Shreya. Mr. Garg has put it succinctly. Just listen to the dilemma of the principals. They have no clue if they should come out with the cut-off list, if should just follow 3 years or 4 years. Right now, we are at gate number 1 outside the Vice Chancellor's office in the Delhi University, and you can see a lot of professors who are pro the 4-year undergraduate course are sitting on a hunger strike here. Politics over the issue is completely going on. If you look at Delhi University, the teacher community is split in two. You have professors like these who are pro the course and many others who are against it. Let's talk to one of the professors who's sitting here at a protest. Sir, you were in a panel also yesterday. We heard the UGC say that they're a political pawn. And here, you know, we see you all protesting pro-FYUP. There are teachers against FYUP. Do you not think between all this politics of teachers, it's really the students who are suffering?
No, you are right. And why they are suffering? UGC is writing us on 16th of June, which was the last date for application. So you tell me who is responsible when UGC itself is accepting that review committee has submitted a report in February. What is the point writing on 16th June? And the basis which were given, AC has considered and gave a collective reply. They are not considering, they are acting in haste on the behest of the Smriti Irani minister, and because of that students are suffering. We appeal to the best conscience of the Prime Minister, who is leader of the nation, to intervene in the crisis and resolve the matter in the interest of the student, in the interest of the university, of the community. One point is very important: whether the rules will prevail or mob will prevail. You can see our one colleague was attacked.
Right. So, you know, here we heard from the professor. He says that this is infringement of the autonomy of the Delhi University. Let me just show you another side of the story, Shreya. Here you see professors, but caught in the bind between UGC supremacy and the autonomy of Delhi University are students like this. There's a student from Punjab who had come to take admission in the university and has no clue what will we do next. Just tell me, where are you staying? You were saying your expenses are increasing, you are facing a lot of problems, you have no clue what is going to happen next.
Yeah, we are staying in our relative's house, but it is very difficult. We came here 2 days before. We have been wasting so much time, so much days. We have been told that the cut-off list would be coming today, and we had hoped that we would get admission today, but it's not the story that way. Now we are in a fix, and we don't know when the cut-off list is going to come.
Absolutely, you are in a fix. Just tell me, do you think because of the politics you are all suffering?
Yes, of course. Her studies, her precious time is also killing. My parents, my family, all are suffering for this.
Right, so you just heard it from the student, caught in a bind, caught in this political situation. These students have no clue where their future is headed. Dilemma, confusion for not just the colleges, but also students like these who were hoping to get admission in the Delhi University.
That's right, Meenakshi. In fact, you did speak to Professor Surendra Kumar. He is the one who was beaten up brutally by some members of the Students' Union. Let's just listen to your interview with him, and then I'll come back to our other reporters.
The debate over the 4-year undergraduate course in the Delhi University took an ugly turn yesterday when a professor was assaulted by students during a television show.
I was slapped and attacked by Rohit Chahal of the ABVP, and Raju Rawat joined in between. They hit me from various sides. Finally, I was pushed on the ground, and there Rohit Chahal and Vishal Chaudhary, they were beating, and while beating they were making a lot of abusive and discriminatory language. Rohit Chahal said that this person is trying to make presence in the campus, he is a scheduled caste, we will teach him a lesson. And this guy Vishal Chaudhary said कि ये नीचे ये हम लोगों पे राज करेगा. So the point is that one, they attacked me single-handedly. It was not a clash of any groups. मैंने अपना कंप्लेंट दायर किया है. पुलिस ने कहा कि सुबह हम FIR करेंगे. और अभी एफआईआर की कॉपी तो मुझे नहीं मिली है, वो देंगे एफआईआर कॉपी, लेकिन ये लोग अरेस्ट नहीं हुए। रात को भी जब मैं पुलिस स्टेशन में था ये लोग बाहर ही घूम रहे थे, तो एक तरह से बिल्कुल भयमुक्त हो गए लोग घूम रहे हैं, गुंडागर्दी फैला रहे हैं। मैं रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी साहब से, स्मृति ईरानी से, अगर वो यूनिवर्सिटी को एकेडमिक्स को बढ़ाना चाहते हैं और कांग्रेस पार्टी से भी, तो इन लोगों को पहली बात अपनी पार्टी से बाहर निकालें, स्टूडेंट यूनियन से बाहर निकालें, ताकि देश की जो जनता है, स्टूडेंट्स है, उनका दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी में विश्वास बढ़े।
Priyanka Dubey is outside the HRD ministry. Priyanka, I'm coming to you now. I know there are many reporters waiting where you are. You all tried to speak to the HRD minister, Smriti Irani. She's saying I'm not in a position to comment. You know, as this mess plays out, the question I'm putting to you is, how long is it before the HRD ministry finally will have to intervene? Because the standoff, by the way it's looking, is set to continue for some time.
That's absolutely right. In fact, much to the dissatisfaction of lakhs of students who have applied to the Delhi University, Shreya, it seems like the DU admission process will be delayed for a couple of more days. The sense that we are getting from sources in the Ministry of HRD is that they are very clear about two things. One is that scrapping the FYUP was a poor promise. It's part of the BJP's manifesto, and the HRD Ministry is keen on implementing the same. But the second point that we are also getting is that they are not right now interested in taking any action in haste. So the officials in the ministry have been told to lie low. They have been told not to take a further step and to wait for the Delhi University to respond to the UGC's directive. Till such time, no action will be taken against anybody in the Delhi University. They are going to wait for the Delhi University to reply, to respond to the UGC's directive. Only after that will the ministry really intervene. That is something which has been made clear by the minister to the officials in the HRD ministry. Shreya.
All right, Shubhajit Sengupta, you are outside the UGC office. How long will the UGC wait before it starts acting against Delhi University? There's a Supreme Court order that says the UGC is the boss. Delhi University will have to do what the UGC wants it to do, good or bad. Monday afternoon was the deadline to file that compliance report. It still hasn't come. How long will the UGC wait before it starts acting?
That's one of the biggest questions which is being asked by everybody all across Delhi right now, Shreya. And the fact that we are getting to know from our sources in the UGC is the fact that they're at least going to wait till the end of the day today and see if a middle path can be reached here. Because going for any extreme step would be seen detrimental to both the university and also to the number of students who come here. Remember, DU is one of the most premier institutes in India. And every year after the class 12 board exams are over, thousands and thousands of students coming from all across the country for this particular university. So doing anything to this university or trying to act in a draconian manner could also go against UGC itself. So that is something that they are not looking at, particularly at this point of time. But they are going to let some time go, see what happens. They are expecting some sort of a reply coming in probably by the end of the day today, because you know the deadline is already over and the admission process was supposed to begin from today. Now they're also banking on another fact. If this issue is prolonged and there is no response coming in from the side of Delhi University, then they can show in and intervene in the interest of the public. They can say that yes, it's been stopped for so long, the students are left in lurch, so we'll have to intervene and sort this issue up. That is something that they're also looking at if they want to take any hard step. But as of now, they're waiting and watching what the VC is going to do. The principals are also doing the same thing. They also tried to meet the Vice Chancellor. They couldn't. They are also waiting for a reply. So all the key to this problem lies in the hands of the Vice Chancellor. We'll have to wait and watch and see what decision does he take.
And as we wait and watch, there are students who are speaking out, students who are suffering. Fact is that 60,000 of them had taken admission last year under the FYUP. 2 lakh students have applied this year. Let's listen into them and then I'll come back with the other headlines.
The key concern is when will the admission start? Whether it is today or tomorrow, the date is not sure. Or even the tentative date, we are not sure about it. So we are from Tamil Nadu. We don't know how long we have to stay here.
From yesterday we are here. I'm come from Trivandrum, and still we are, hopefully we are getting the good reply from the management and the university by today or expecting tomorrow.